The first thing I do after my rebirth is spend tens of millions in cash, taking my best friend and the campus beauty to get tattoos. My friend gets Neja on his left arm, True Lord Erlang on his right. The campus beauty gets the mystic lady of the 9 heavens. As for me, Pangu parts the heavens on my chest, 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back, Tai the Eastern Emperor on my left leg, the great sage equal to heaven on my right. I even mortgage everything for 300 million in cash and buy an abandoned bunker deep in the mountains. Everyone mocks me, calling me a reckless spendthrift, but they have no idea that in 20 days the apocalypse will arrive. Every plant and animal on the planet will mutate into something monstrous. Gentle pets will become bloodthirsty beasts. Roadside plants will turn into meat grinders. Humanity will plummet from the top of the food chain to rock bottom overnight. Only those with tattoos can awaken extraordinary totem power. Right now, there are exactly 20 days until the blood moon descends. I don't hesitate for a second. I dial my private attorney. Attorney Zhang immediately takes all my assets worth over $1 billion. Stocks, properties, luxury cars, and pledges them all to an international underground bank. That's right, all of it. I only want cash. Even at 30 cents on the dollar, I need 300 million in cash sitting in my account within 2004 hours. After hanging up, I quickly dial 2 more numbers. Half an hour later, in the most secretive underground ghost axe tattoo parlor in Jiangzhou, my best friend Blade, along with Jiangzhou University's universally recognized ice-cold campus beauty Serena, are both dragged here by me, their faces full of shock. Kyle, have you lost your mind? You mortgaged everything you own just to bring us here for tattoos? Kyle, what on earth are you doing? If this is because Vanessa broke up with you and you snapped, you really don't need to destroy yourself like this. I look at them both, my voice more serious than it has ever been. Serena, Blade, there's no time to explain. If you still trust me, then just listen to me today. Seeing the look in my eyes, so grave it's almost unrecognizable, they both clench their teeth and nod in agreement. I turn to the rugged old master inside the parlor and slap a bank card loaded with 1 million down on the table. Master, I've got a big job for you. I point at Blade. Give my brother Neja on his left arm, True Lord Erlang on his right. Then I turn to Serena. Full back piece, the mystic lady of the 9 heavens. Serena freezes, a flicker of something complicated crossing her cool eyes. KL, when did I agree to let you make decisions for me? I look at her, my voice dropping low. This time around, I won't let you die. Serena's pupils contract slightly. She has no idea what I mean. But I remember. In my previous life, Serena threw herself in front of me to save my life and was dragged into the tide by a mutant spider queen. By the time I found her, all that was left was half a blood-soaked school uniform. This time, I will keep her safe no matter what. The old master's eyelid twitches. He pockets the card. Sure. And what about you? I pull off my shirt, revealing my muscular torso and say word by word. I want Pangu parts the heavens on my chest, 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back, Tai Yi the Eastern Emperor on my left leg, and the great sage equal to heaven on my right. Clack. The tattoo machine slips from the old master's hand and hits the floor. He stares at me like I'm insane. Kid, are you trying to get yourself killed? Pangu parts the heavens alone is already a forbidden destiny grade. And you want 9 dragons dragging the coffin on top of that? That thing isn't just some ordinary mythological totem. It's a forbidden death mark that can bury all living things. I let out a cold laugh. More money then. 1 million not enough? I'll give you 10 million. I want you handling the needle personally. Everyone else assists. 7 days it has to be done. The old master's face changes. 7 days? Are you insane? This much coverage in 7 days is absolutely impossible. I pull a checklist from my jacket and toss it on the table. Military-grade rapid heal gel, bio-repair patches, imported painkillers, anti-infection medication. I've prepared everything. You just tattoo. My life I'll handle myself. The old master stares at me in silence for a full half-minute. Finally, he bends down, picks up the tattoo machine, and says in a hoarse voice, Fine. I've been tattooing my whole life, and I've never met anyone this crazy. Ghost Axe accepts this job. 3 days later, deep in the mountains on the outskirts of Jiangzhou, sits an abandoned underground base, codenamed Blackstone. On the surface, it was once a Cold War relic later converted into a maximum security prison. But I know its true identity. A sealed underground command center from a bygone era. The main structure, energy wells, ventilation shafts, and water reserves are all still intact. What I'm paying for isn't building from scratch. It's rebooting, reinforcing, and completing the weapon systems. Over these 3 days, I only visit Blackstone Base once in person, signing contracts, inspecting the structure, confirming the energy wells and ventilation are operational. Everything else, I leave to my attorney and the construction crew. After all, the real-time sink isn't buying the base. It's these 4 forbidden totems on my body. You're sure you want to spend 30 million on this godforsaken dump? The real estate agent is sweating bullets, staring at me. Jiangzhou's most notorious spendthrift. Not just buying it, I'm renovating it too. I signed the contract with a flourish. Get me the best security construction team in the country. In 10 days, I want this place transformed into a doomsday fortress that not even a fly can breach. 5-meter-tall military-grade titanium alloy walls, megaton blast-proof gates, top-tier ecological recycling systems. And that sealed energy core underground, fully restored and rebooted. I throw down 100 million in cash. Burn through all of it in 10 days, money is no object. I'm paying triple wages 24/7 nonstop. As my orders go out one after another, the entire Jiangzhou construction industry is buzzing. Meanwhile, I'm sitting shirtless in the deepest private room of the Ghostac's underground parlor. Dim yellow light washes over the walls, which are covered with fierce and eerie totem designs. The air reeks of disinfectant and tattoo ink. Master Ghostaxe handles the needle himself, while 3 apprentices assist with mixing colors, outlining, and wiping the wound surface. The first black dragon of the 9 dragons dragging the coffin is already outlined on my back. Even without its eyes filled in, there's already an indescribable sense of pressure radiating from it. Blade sits beside me, the nedge on his left arm already taking shape, his face twisted in pain. Serena is in the private room next door, where a female tattoo artist continues the fine details of the mystic lady of the 9 heavens. My phone sits beside me, the screen flooded with messages from my attorney, agent, construction crew, and supply vendors. While enduring the searing pain of the needle piercing my skin, I issue orders remotely. The renovation of Blackstone Base is running in parallel. The tattoos and the Doomsday Fortress, neither one can afford any delay. I swipe open my phone, and a notification pops up. Shocking! Wealthy heir Kyle Chin sells off entire fortune, runs to the middle of nowhere to buy abandoned prison. I open a livestream app and tap into the #1 trending local stream, which belongs to none other than my sworn enemy, the son of Jiangzhou's richest man, Derek. In the livestream, Derek is lounging in his luxury downtown villa, swirling a glass of red wine, laughing so hard he's rocking back and forth. What in the world happened to Kyle? Did something finally make him snap? Derek, thank God I saw through him early. He's always been a total lunatic. I dumped him and came to you just in time. I heard he even dragged Serena, that stuck-up princess, to go get gangster tattoos. Absolutely hilarious. As the camera shakes, Vanessa's waist reveals a fresh red floral tattoo, seductive as blood. I glance at it, my eyes going cold. A spider lily. In my previous life, Vanessa never had that tattoo. Looks like this time around, to win Derek's favor, she's really going all out. Derek excitedly shouts at the camera, "Guys, can you believe this? Kyle didn't just dump his money into that mountain hole. I heard he spent over $100 million at supermarkets ordering pork and rice. He's planning to live in there forever. Ha ha ha." The chat instantly explodes. What the hell? Being poor really limits your imagination. Are all rich people this mentally advanced? Serena is literally our goddess. She actually followed him into a bunker? Case closed. Kyle has definitely lost his mind. Someone send him straight to a psych ward. Watching the relentless mockery and abuse flooding the internet, Blade is shaking with rage. Kyle, that piece of trash Derek is stirring up hate against you online. Let me go settle the score. Forget him. I feel the needle piercing my skin and gaze at Derek's smug face on the screen, my expression calm. The higher they climb, the harder they fall. Blade, keep your eyes on the supply convoy. Our Doomsday Fortress can't afford a single mistake. It has now been exactly 7 days since my rebirth. In those 7 days, I have barely left this underground room. Master Ghostaxe and his 3 apprentices work in rotation, outlining by day, coloring by night, and refining in the early morning hours. To keep up the pace, I even have someone source military-grade rapid heal gel and bio-repair patches from the black market. After each section of totem is finished, I immediately seal the wound with rapid heal gel. Without it, at this intensity, my skin would have given out long ago. Late on the 7th night, deep inside the Ghostaxe parlor, the sound of the tattoo machine finally stops. Blade's Neja and True Lord Erlang were completed 2 days ago. Serena's Mystic Lady of the 9 Heavens received its final stroke yesterday. And now, the 4 great forbidden totems on my body are finally complete. On my chest, Pangu parts the heavens. On my back, 9 dragons dragging the coffin. Left leg, Taiyi the Eastern Emperor. Right leg, the Great Sage equal to heaven. Master Ghostaxe pulls off his gloves, stares at the artwork covering my body, and lets out a long breath. It's done, young Master Chin. I've been tattooing my entire life, and I've never taken on a job this massive. Pangu parts the heavens, 9 dragons dragging the coffin. Taiyi the Eastern Emperor, the Great Sage equal to heaven. I'll say this much. Put this set in front of anyone in the Jiangzhou tattoo scene, and nobody would dare say they can top Ghostaxe. I sit up from the tattoo chair. In the mirror, the 4 forbidden totems cover my chest, back, and both legs. Every single line is sharp, ancient, and heavy, especially the 9 dragons dragging the coffin on my back. 9 black dragons spiral upward from both sides of my spine, their scales layered upon layers. Their 9 tails converge at the center of my back, locked onto an ancient black coffin they drag with all their might. Atop the coffin, crimson chains coil tight. It's only a tattoo, yet it radiates an indescribable pressure. Blade circles around me, unable to stop himself from swallowing hard. Kyle, this is insane. If I hadn't watched it being tattooed with my own eyes, I'd swear this thing could move on its own at night. I put my shirt back on, covering the totems. Right now, they're just tattoos. When the blood moon arrives, they will truly awaken. Blade blinks. Blood moon? I don't explain right away. I just pick up my phone and check the time. 12 days until the blood moon. Let's go. Time to inspect our Doomsday Fortress at Blackstone Base. 2 hours later, we arrive at the outskirts of Jiangzhou. The underground base codenamed Blackstone has completed its initial renovation. The underground ventilation system, energy core, and ecological recycling system have all been rebooted. Over the next 12 days, I barely rest at all. During the day, I personally oversee the final renovations of Blackstone Base. At night, I use my rebirth origin force to suppress the backlash from the 4 forbidden totems. Truckload after truckload of supplies pours into the base. Rice, flour, fresh meat, canned goods, drinking water, medical supplies, diesel, heavy-duty off-road vehicles, backup generators, military-grade protective gear. Every survival resource available, I buy it all out. The outside world thinks I've gone insane. Only I know that the time left for civilized society is running out. The day before the blood moon, the last batch of supplies is delivered into the Blackstone Base warehouse. Rice, flour, water, canned food, fresh meat, medicine, diesel generators, and military gear are stacked like mountains across 3 full underground warehouse levels, packed nearly to the ceiling. Blade stands at the warehouse entrance, his eyes wide. Kale, are you seriously planning to live in here for the next century? Serena silently takes in the scene. She already knew I had been stockpiling, but actually seeing this underground warehouse overflowing with survival resources, she can't help but furrow her brows. Kyle, what exactly are you preparing for? I don't answer right away. Instead, I walk to the center of the warehouse and slowly raise my right hand. The next second, with a single thought, whoosh, the supplies before me, 3 stories tall and weighing thousands of tons, vanish into thin air. The warehouse that was packed to the brim is now completely empty in under a second, with only the imprints left on the floor from the crushing weight, and the lingering smell of diesel and grain hanging in the air. Blade is frozen in place. He blinks once, rubs his eyes, then bolts to the middle of the warehouse, spinning 3 circles around the empty floor. What the hell? He whips around to face me, his voice cracking. Kale, where's the stuff? An entire warehouse of stuff. I blink once and thousands of tons of supplies are just gone? No way, there's not even a trap door. Are you doing magic tricks? Serena's reaction isn't as dramatic as Blade's, but her typically cool and composed eyes have clearly lost their calm. She walks up to me slowly, staring at my right hand. Kale, what is going on? I pause for a moment. At this point, there's no point hiding it anymore. Less than 24 hours until the blood moon. They need to know the truth. I begin to speak. This is my bonded space. It's connected to certain changes that have happened to me. I still don't reveal everything about my rebirth, not because I don't trust them, but because saying too much now would only add to their mental burden. I continue. All you need to know is that this space can store massive quantities of supplies, and time inside it is nearly frozen. Food won't spoil, medicine won't expire, diesel, weapons, metals, all of it can be preserved indefinitely. Blade's jaw drops. So all that hoarding wasn't to fill up a warehouse, it was so you could carry it all with you? Exactly. Kyle, what else are you hiding from us? Tomorrow night, the blood moon. Tomorrow at midnight, the moon in the sky will turn blood red. Right after that, black fog will surge from beneath the earth and sweep across the entire planet. Every animal and plant will mutate violently. Cats and dogs will become man-eating monsters. Plants will devour the living. Cities will lose all order within hours. Human civilization will collapse in a single night. The warehouse falls deathly silent. Blade's lips move. This time he doesn't crack a joke, because the sight of thousands of tons of supplies vanishing into thin air has already shattered everything he thought was possible. Serena doesn't argue either, she just stares hard at me. Proof? What you just saw is proof enough, and so are the tattoos on your bodies. Serena instinctively glances toward her own back. I continue. The blood moon's energy will activate the tattoos on human skin, turning them into real totem divine avatars. Ordinary designs can only awaken the lowest level of physical enhancement. Savage beast designs can awaken beast transformation abilities, but mythological totems can awaken true divine avatars. The older and more complete the totem, the stronger its destiny grade, and the more terrifying its power after awakening. So you had me get Neja and Erlang tattooed to keep me alive? Your Neja and True Lord Erlang are both top-tier mythological totems. As long as you survive the Blood Moon Awakening, you'll be stronger than the vast majority of the awakened. Then I turned to Serena. Serena, your mystic Lady of the Nine Heavens is a high-level divine avatar with offense, defense, purification, and battlefield communication. In the apocalypse, toxic contamination and mind-invading mutant beasts will only grow more common. Your totem is critical. So you sold everything. Bought Blackstone Base, stockpiled supplies, brought us here for tattoos. None of it was on impulse. You knew something was coming all along. Yes. The shock on Serena's face slowly fades, replaced by tension. Blade's expression shifts instantly. Wait, Kyle, what about my parents? They're still at the auto shop in the South District. Easy, I've already sent people to get them. What did you just say? I show him the live feed from the convoy. A black armored SUV has pulled up outside South District Old Street. The doors open and 2 bodyguards in tactical gear escort a middle-aged couple into the vehicle. The man is short, dark-skinned, his hands covered in years of grease stains from working on cars. Blade stares at the screen, his eyes going red in an instant. I explain. I told them Blackstone Base needs maintenance and logistics staff. I contacted your parents ahead of time. They don't know about the apocalypse. They think I'm hiring them for a well-paid gig at the base for a few days. The convoy arrives in 20 minutes. Blade's lips tremble. For a long time, he can't speak. In my previous life, after the blood moon fell, Blade had fought desperately to get back to the South District to save his parents. But South District Old Street had already been overrun by swarms of mutant rats. All he ever found was his father's broken wrench and his mother's old apron she could never bring herself to throw away. After that, Blade had killed Mutant Beast like a man possessed, until the Beast Tide finally took him too. This time, I won't let them go through that pain again. I pat his shoulder. Relax. Your parents. This time I've got them covered. Blade lowers his head. His shoulders tremble slightly. After a long moment, he finally looks up, eyes rimmed red. Kyle, thank you. I smile. Serena watches this scene in silence, then asks softly a moment later, what about my father? Academician Jiang is safe right now. You know my dad? Jiang Chengyuan, academician of the Dragon Nation Energy Research Institute. 2 weeks ago, the military brought him into the underground base beneath the capital to work on a top-classified energy core project. That's one of the safest places in the Dragon Nation right now. As for your mother, I hesitate. Serena's mother had passed away from illness years ago. It's a wound that never fully healed. She doesn't press further. She just nods gently. I understand. I look at both of them, my voice dropping. Starting now, Blackstone Base is on total lockdown. Do not leave the base. Blade draws a deep breath and nods. Serena slowly presses her hand against the mystic lady of the 9 heavens on her back. I lift my gaze toward the night sky beyond the base. Everything is ready. All that's left is the storm itself. The next morning, inside the Blackstone Base underground living quarters, Blade's parents have been settled into the safest living pod. Xu Jiangguo served in the military when he was young. He doesn't know what's about to happen, but after seeing the defensive capabilities of Blackstone Base, he senses right away that something is off. He doesn't ask questions. He just pats Blade on the shoulder and says one thing. Follow Mr. Chin. Do good work. Gilan, meanwhile, has been busy in the kitchen all morning, insisting on making us a full batch of dumplings. Blade eats with tears welling in his eyes, though he keeps forcing a smile. Before the apocalypse hits, getting one last hot, home-cooked meal is a luxury most people will never have again. Last night, I stored the final batch of supplies into my bonded space. The last 10-ton titanium alloy gate of Blackstone Base was sealed shut before dawn. The entire underground fortress is fully lit, the long-sealed underground energy core running perfectly. The surveillance screens show a full 360-degree view of the outside. Blade sits nearby with a bowl of dumplings, watching the monitors. Serena stands before the massive display, checking the external defense systems. The mystic lady of the 9 heavens tattoo on her back has fully healed, adding an edge of fierce elegance to her already cool presence. Just then, a trending local notification pops up on my phone. Derek is live streaming again. On screen, Derek is still hosting a lavish party in his downtown luxury villa. Crystal chandeliers, champagne towers, music, models, trust fund kids. The whole stream drips with excess. I glance up at the clock. Less than 1 hour until the blood moon. Derek has his arm around Vanessa, mocking the camera freely. Guys, you seen this? That lunatic Kyle is probably hiding in his mountain bunker right now, sold his whole fortune, hoarded rice and pork, and dragged Serena along to get tattoos. He can't actually believe the world is about to end, can he? Ha ha. Vanessa snuggles against him, giggling uncontrollably. Oh, Derek, I really can't wait to see how Kyle explains this tomorrow. Derek swirls his wineglass, his grin widening. If nothing happens tonight, tomorrow I'm personally taking a crew up that mountain to smash that sorry bunker of his to pieces and hand-deliver him to a psych ward myself. The livestream chat erupts with mockery, taunts, and insults. Inside Blackstone Base, however, it is quiet. Nothing but the deep hum of the energy core. I raise my wrist and check the time. 11:50 to 9:50 p.m. 10 seconds until the blood moon. The world outside is still partying. Inside Blackstone Base, all that remains is the low rumble of the energy core. 10 seconds later, I set down my fork and knife. The countdown hits 0. A deep, ancient hum reverberates through the air, and the entire blue star shudders violently. In the live stream, Derek's arrogant laughter cuts off mid-breath. Because outside his villa's floor-to-ceiling windows, the bright white moon has turned a sinister, blood-soaked crimson in an instant, like a bleeding eyeball staring down at the world. And then, thick, impenetrable black fog erupts from deep underground, engulfing all of Jiangzhou in seconds. What the hell? What is that thing? The moon actually turned red. In the stream, Derek is so stunned, he doesn't even notice his wineglass shattering on the floor. Bark, 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 roar! Suddenly on the live stream, the purebred toy poodle in Vanessa's arms unleashes a bone-chilling roar. In front of hundreds of thousands of viewers, the poodle's body inflates like a balloon, sprouting black bone spurs all over, its eyes turning blood red, its gaping jaws filled with razor-sharp fangs. The mutant poodle lunges at Vanessa. Its razor claws slash across her shoulder, slamming her to the ground. The camera shakes violently. Screams pierce through the speakers. Derek, save me! Vanessa's face goes white. She reaches desperately toward Derek, but Derek has already lost all composure. He stumbles backward, even kicking away Vanessa's outstretched hand, scrambling up the stairs on all fours. Vanessa collapses on the floor, her shoulders soaked in blood, her whole body shaking. Derek, save me! But the only answer is the sight of Derek's back, fleeing in panic. The mutant poodle growls and closes in again, its crimson eyes locked on her. In the stream, the chat is scrolling in a frenzy. Somebody save her! Derek just ran! He literally said he loved her! Now he just abandons her! It's over! She's done for! The hope in Vanessa's eyes dies bit by bit, replaced by bitter resentment and fury. Just as the monster is about to pounce, The red spider lily tattoo on her waist suddenly ignites with an eerie blood-red glow. Phantom red petals silently bloom beneath her, and a cold, sickly sweet fragrance fills the air. The mutant poodle's movements freeze. As if it has caught the scent of something deeply dangerous, a flicker of fear appears in its